What's going on, Jeromes? That's right. If you love the hats, go check out our store, purpleftw.net. A link is in the description. Go get some. That's right. So also getting some is Brian O'Neill, the young star right tackle for the Vikings, is one of the best young right tackles in the game. And he is looking to come back, not from looking like Buzz Lightyear, which I think it's pretty uncanny. Might just be the chin. I don't know, man. But he's looking to come back from the partially torn Achilles they suffered last year late in the season against the greasy grimy Green Bay Packers on a really unfortunate pick six play where O'Neill just wasn't good, man. Just was not great. But the problem with injuries like that late in the season is how is it going to affect players coming back for the next year? Now, O'Neill, just like a lot of players on the Vikings under Kevin O'Connell, they've been very cautious with injuries, and O'Neill has been up on blocks during OTAs and mandatory minicamp, and it was really hanging up in the air. Would he be ready for the start of training camp, or would he potentially start training camp on the PUP list, physically unable to perform? Would that be a portent of him potentially missing the first 4 games of the season on the regular season PUP list? But all fears, all worries cast aside. Kevin O'Connell, when he fed the local media jackals on Tuesday, said this. Will Raggett, Sports Illustrated, go. Kevin O'Connell says Brian O'Neill will not be on PUP to start training camp, but he'll remain on a predetermined plan designed to get him ready for week 1. So not on the PUP list. And you see this around the league. Like teams will use the PUP list or NFI list pretty, not judiciously. Like, well, what's the opposite? Just like, bah. Like everyone's on it, and then people freak out. But players can come off the PUP or NFI list at any point. But it's just a precaution, just in case a player isn't ready by the start of the regular season, because you can't get on the regular season PUP or NFI unless you're on the preseason / training camp PUP or NFI. But the fact that O'Neill isn't even on the preseason PUP is a phenomenal sign that he'll be ready to go for week 1. And I do trust Kevin O'Connell. I do trust the training staff that O'Neill will be good to go week 1 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, there was a couple of signs that were worrisome. So number one, O'Neill is in the thick THICC of his 5-year, $92.5 million extension signed during the Spielman regime, but he had a $14.4 million base salary, and that was pointed to a lot as a way that the Vikings could clear up some quick salary cap space. Now, the Vikings have around 19 million in cap, so this is an issue right now. But when the Vikings were crunched up against it, the fact that they didn't restructure O'Neill's 14.4, which they easily could have done, stripped that down to the league minimum, converted the rest to a roster bonus or signing bonus, and then prorated out that cap hit. The fact that they didn't do it sort of raised an eyebrow, because you restructure players that you see being there for the long term, because nothing worse than having dead cap hits on a player who isn't on your team anymore. So the fact that the Vikings didn't do that with O'Neill kind of made you think that maybe that Achilles was worse than you thought, or maybe he wasn't part of Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell's long-term plans. But all of those fears were put aside as he's good to go and not going to be on the PUP list. But you do notice that the Vikings are carrying 16 offensive linemen, including several players: Oli Udoh, Bobby Evans, Sam Schluter, as well as especially Blake Brandel and Vidarian Lowe, by the way, who all are capable of playing right tackle or do have right tackle experience. So I do think that they are going to be very smart with O'Neill. I think that re-signing Oli Udoh on a relatively premium 1-year deal to be a backup, I think that was very smart of the Vikings to hedge their bets with O'Neill's Achilles health. And I think that he's going to progress very slow. Like, it wouldn't shock me at all if he doesn't have any contact drills during training camp, if he doesn't play any preseason games, but ramps his way up so that he feels 100% good to go week 1 against the Buccaneers. So I think that it's smart. I do trust the Vikings and Kevin O'Connell in this spot, but it'll be great to see, because O'Neill and Darrisaw, in my opinion, form one of the best tackle duos in the National Football League, and soon will be the best once Lane Johnson freaking retires, man. That's all. That's all, man. But fantastic news that Brian O'Neill will not start the season on the PUP list. But your thoughts are thoughts. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.